I'm Hillina, and my classic poem is Working Title by Mahogany L. Brown.
Ready.
The name of this poem is How to Write a Poem About Ferguson, or the name of this poem is How a Black Man Dies. No one makes a sound, or the name of this poem is Everywhere is Ferguson, or the name of this poem is When the Moonrise Sounds Like Gunshots, or the name of this poem is How to Teach Your Babies to Walk and Not Run Ever, or the name of this poem is How to Teach Your Babies to Carry a Wallet the Size of Your Smile, or the name of this poem is How to Smile and Not Make Yourself a Target, or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem same size of Emmett Till's lungs, or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem About America's Thirst, or the name of this poem is Black Blood Will Keep You Thirsty, or the name of this poem is I'm Still Thirsty, an American Horror Story, or the name of this poem is How to Write an Escape Route from a Tornado, or the name of this poem is How to Write an Escape Route when the tornado's name is Stop and Frisk, or the name of this poem is How Walk the Streets Without Fearing Someone Will Cut Your Neck Open, or How to Walk into a Boardroom Without Fearing Someone Will Cut Your Legacy Open, or How to Walk Without Asking for it, or How to Walk Without Asking for it, or How to Determine What Asking for It Looks Like, or the name of this poem is How Asking for It Feels Like Church Bombing, or the name of this poem is How to Not Intimidate Nobody in 3 Small Steps, or the name of this poem is How to Use Your Science Books as Teflon and How That Still Might Not Work, or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Held a Gun, or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Had a Gun Pointed to Your Face, or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Had a Gun Pointed to Your Face, or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Had a Gun Pointed to Your Face, or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Had a Gun Pointed to Your Face, or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem from the Perspective of a Cop's Gun, the cop's taser, a cop's baton, a cop's boot, or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem Without Repeating Yourself. And my response is, make it make sense. Got a secret? I've been avoiding my classic because it told me to write a poem the same size of Emmett Till's lungs, and I couldn't handle the responsibility. I didn't want the pressure of having to write a mark that speaks to the marks engraved in the bones of BIPOC. It shouldn't be up to me to decide whether this poem should be the size of Emmett Till's laughing lungs, when his air seemed to dissipate in a sorry, sorry Mississippi state because what Mama said was so damn funny. Or the size of his lazy lungs when life would sit so still, eyelids fluttering, struggling to stay open. He had no choice but to give his breath over to the involuntary inhales and exhales of, I don't know, lung work. Or maybe size shouldn't be a question. I write a poem the width of his lungs losing their shape as white supremacists gained theirs, and it hurts me. I couldn't cry when I first learned about Emmett Till. I couldn't let my tears become an extension of that exhibition. I didn't realize it then, but every time I hold back a sob, or a bloody bellow. It feels less and less like an honor to be black. It doesn't make sense. Emmett's mutilated lungs filling with Tallahatchie River water turned rancid, probably from blood or out of empathy for the dead body it had to carry. It doesn't feel right. Innocent black boy shouldn't be an everyday phrase.